Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Lycan. Radiant team pick.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this. This is the Game 3 in the Liberty Land Finals of Dota 2, currently taking place at Empress Palace in Johannesburg. I am DeMoNiK, the co-caster. I'll be joined shortly by Noxville. He's having, I think his Dota crashed and having one or two PC issues, but surely he should be here sometime soon. So
hey there everyone, welcome back to
go.
the action. My name is Noxville. Joining me for this very skew draft. I can't see exactly what's happening here. Just had a monitor issue, had to change it out. And as a result, the resolutions changed. The draft is a little bit harder to see for all of you guys tuning in via the stream. But I'm sure that my co-caster DeMoNiK will tell us exactly what the bans were. We can see some of the picks. I can see the Dazzle and the Shadow Shaman.
Okay, yeah, so
this is game number 4. Just before we get into the draft, this is game number 4. This is the situation. Bravado came in from the winners bracket final, so they had one game advantage, and they took the first game very convincingly. Energy managed to starve them out in game number, the second actual game played, and turn it into a 2-1 situation. So Energy eSports, to keep the dream alive, they need to win 2 in a row. For Bravado, they just need to win 1. So DeMoNiK, take us away. What has been banned out here? And what are the picks?
Sure, so Bravado Emotion went with Batrider and Lucifer as their first ban. And they followed it up with a Lycanthrope and a Dazzle pick as their first 2. On the side of EN, they went for the Ember Spirit and Centaur, both extremely usual bans, and then they picked themselves up an Invoker and a Shadow Shaman. The second tier bans are coming up at the moment. Bravado Emotion have banned out the Visage and the Ancient Apparition. Energy eSports, the Shadow Demon and the Viper, and they are going in for their second pick now. So what do you think we should see from them here?
I think that we could see an aggressive trial lane coming out of Energy eSports. They've got the Invoker, it's Shanks. He likes to go X-Sword heavy, and that means that if they have a nice setup in their tri lane and they go try-v-try, they're turning it into a 4v3 situation really.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that definitely could be on the cards for them in that. And also just show exactly what's happening here is the players of Bravado kind of clustering around Scant, and then Scant's kind of like in previous drafts. Now Scant's just sitting very quiet, sitting down at his table waiting for the pick from Energy. They're using a lot of their bonus time, and yeah, the Energy crew seem a lot happier after winning a game off of Bravado Emotion, the first team to do so this year. I mean, we're only in April, but that's a long time in the Dota world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the huge confidence booster, most likely coming into Energy eSports, who are going to come into this game with, I'm sure, at least the mental advantage, having taken down Bravado Emotion, and they're going to pick up Bane. So their support combination is going to be the Shadow Shaman Bane. Are we going to see a Luna as their hard carry for Clitzy Bananas?
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility here. I can't really... It's so annoying to only see part of the draft. I'm really sorry to people joining in by the stream. The game will be fine once it loads up. It's just when you change resolutions, non like the actual native resolution on your operating system, and you leave in game, you have to reboot it, otherwise it looks horrible. They're gonna go Storm spread, so Storm versus Invoker in the mid lane, that's a classic matchup. And S4 and Dendy have run that combination at least 6 or 7 times in the last year or so, and it's normally it actually swaps around. S4 has played that Invoker, I think, one of those times, and Dendy the rest, and it's always a fun matchup to see those two, different styles of play in the mid lane. But this game is going to be most probably it's going to be Seam going up against Shanks.
Yeah, I think Seam had his fun in the bush with the axe the last game, and I think he's going to be returning to that mid role where he's most comfortable. And not that he had a bad game on the axe, but he may have he may just be more a little bit uncomfortable in that sort of lower ranking role in the team. So I imagine that he's going to be back on one of those core heroes, probably, most likely the Storm Spirit, and Flares will most likely be playing the Lycanthrope as well. So Energy Esports, I think it would be good for them to run an aggressive tri-lane just to try shut down that Lycan as much as they can early. But Howl is always something to worry about just because of the innate damage that comes from that, and it gets given to your entire team. So they're going to be able to hit hard if they decide to go for that Lycanthrope in the aggressive tri-lane. But a Clockwork is going to be the pick coming out from Energy Esports, and that's most likely going to be Random Heroes hero.
Yeah, so Nyx Assassin for the off lane, and what are we missing? Single support for Bravado Motion, maybe? And Energy Esports, they've got, as far as I can recall, they've got the Invoker's their first pick, and then I can see the rest, Shadow Shaman, Bane, and Clockwork. So they got an off lane and 2 supports. Maybe they're going to go for a Shadow Shaman in the, as like running around with one other hero and let the Bane get some early levels up. We have seen some crazy ideas coming out of Energy and Bravado. Bravado, I guess, with more of the crazy ideas than Energy, but we could see something crazy coming out from both of these sides here.
Are we going to see possibly a Naga pickup coming for Energy Esports? I mean, it would be extremely good to set up the initiation for the Invoker and the Clockwork. Could be a really good pick, and is really strong in this version. So with the Luna banned out, they are going to be looking for a hard carry for Klitzy Bananas, and I think that he would be comfortable on a Naga, and I don't feel like the Naga will be under too much pressure if he decides to go safe lane. It's going to be the Spectre coming out for Energy Esports.
Wow. So the global presence is going to be huge here. As Chen, final pick, I think Scant picking that just for me. I said to him earlier, Scant, I want to see you play Chen. This was like early this morning when people could barely walk, and he is going to be the one playing it. Seam so it's going to be as we kind of expected, but we'll let Energy pick up. Let Zero pick up that Shadow Shot. Sorry, the Bane, and then we'll jump straight in, and we'll see what's going to happen. I think Bravado are going to try to seal the deal quickly. They've got the Lycanthrope and the Chen. They've got the Dazzle. They've got huge push potential. Storm to make zips, and I have a feeling that we are going to see them either win very quickly or lose very, very slowly. I hope they win very quickly for their sake. Anyway, I'll take us through this side of Bravado. Oh, this is interesting. Playing in this casting from a little window mode. This feels like Dota from many, many moons ago. So we're going to have Klitzy Bananas on the Spectre. He's gone for this Quelling Blade and Stout Shield, expecting maybe a little bit of pressure in the bot lane. We've got Clockwork. It's going to be no blood left in my body, feeling faint, also known as Random Hero, going in that top lane with Clockwork. They're going to have, this is Duran, also known as Shanks, on the mid lane. Everyone's just smurfing it up this weekend. And Blob, his brother, also known as Let's Get Party, going to be the Shadow Shaman. Last but not least, it's going to be the in-game drafter of Zero, going to be the Bane.
And
the bot lane.
For the side of Bravado, we're going to have Shaquille O'Neal Donny Beast heading off to with his Nyx Assassin into the off lane. He's going to try and get it down an early ward and secure some safety there. Seam is going to be once again taking up the returning to his roots and taking up that Storm Spirit in the mid role. So expect to see a lot of action out of him. We're going to have BVD Scant with just some wards. No smoke on him yet, so there is maybe the possibility of the early game. There is a smoke on Mr. Assman, who's taking up the Dazzle, but so we could see an early gank, and then finally it's going to be Flares, aka Lioness, who's taking up the Lycanthrope. Hoping to get it picked off a little bit less this game than the last game, I imagine.
Yes, indeed, and this is a lineup that we've seen them draft like pretty much like the style over
Mhm.
and over and over again. And I think the Shadow Demon ban was pretty excellent. The combination is so strong against an offlane hero. You have the banish, wolves run forward, and as you come back, Dazzle throws down a shallow wave,
Mhm.
and there's the wolf, his two, well, the lycanthrope, his two wolves, the two images from the Shadow Demon, and if you throw in something like Shadow Poison or just the amp damage on top of that, the Soul Catcher, then it does a huge amount of
Mhm.
damage early on. And Donnie being quite aggressive here to start the things off. You're gonna see Zero running forward, but they don't have that long range initiation from upon him. And Scant starting the game off with absolutely no items. It's allowed his fellow support in the Dazzle to manage to keep up quite a bit of gold. He's got 350 gold at this stage of the game, but he probably is going to be the one who has to buy the courier, the upgrade.
Yeah, I think Scant bought a set of tangos and just pulled two to his mid and two to his off lane, just to make sure that they have some extra regeneration in those lanes. Which has left him poor, but Chen doesn't need that much at the start of the game. It looks like we're going to have some trouble middle. The tri lane's looking to go on Donny, but he's just going to back away for the moment.
Yeah, so I really want to see how Scant's going to play this game. Is he going to play the Aki style, the hardcore, like suicide chain, no items up, just constantly harassing, constantly just trying to win all the lanes for his team? Or option two, is he going to be instead going for the AoE 2000, the constant split push, the very, very greedy build? What it seems like he's doing at the moment, he's just sending one tornado towards the mid lane. He's stacking up a camp or two, and as a result, he's going to try to get a tornado creep, one of the wildkins, just to secure a very, very fast, probably mechanism, I would think, given
Yeah.
the lineup that they have.
Yeah, well-known jungle strat to get that, just keep on stacking and get that wildkin as early as possible. And to get yourself some early farm. Looks like Donny may actually be in trouble. The Sunstrike's going to go off, followed by the Shackles, so it looks like Shaquille O'Neal actually is just going to be first blood here. Easy kill for the Spectre.
And as we said earlier, we expect to see some Sunstrike plays. That was definitely one of them. The pure damage, doing a huge amount of work. And unfortunately for Donny, because he's coming straight out of his sleep, he can't in any way try carapace that.
Yeah, sleep into Shackles. Going to make sure that his carapace is not going to be able to go off before he gets gibbed. And that's given Spectre 1,000 gold. He's going to look to go for those early phase boots. Do you think we're going to try see a radius rush on the Glitzy Bananas, or do you think he's going to go maybe for phase boots, drums, maybe into a Vanguard and get himself in fighting shape for the mid game?
He looks like he's heading for the phase boots now. Oh, he bought them mistakenly at base, just moving out of shop range, and then sold them and bought them again here, so not losing any gold. He's going to have phase boots up. I think phase boots is essential on Spectre. This means that your haunt does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Means that you don't miss last hits where you otherwise could have, even if it's like a 5% chance of missing a couple of creeps in the early game, it does start adding up.
So we've got a smoke gang coming in here towards the mid lane. They want to make sure that they get seen before he hits his level 6.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of ability, like lockdown to kill him. If he is 6 and he sees him coming, they don't have long range initiation.
Gonna be a huge fight in the mid lane.
Oh yeah, they come. Seem's gonna take a little bit of damage. He gets the sleep goes off on him and gets transferred expertly to the Troll Warlord. There's a rocket that comes in, and it looks like Dazzle's going to be in a little bit of trouble, but they're turning this around. Shallow Grave goes onto him. The Troll Trap is scanned with the micro, getting 2 kills there, and as you said, there's going to be a huge fight mid. It goes the way of Bravado. They get 2 kills, coming back on the scoreboard.
We haven't stopped yet. Shaquille O'Neal's actually going to come in. Seems on his way mid. He's going to try to do as much damage as possible. The cold snap goes off, and Seems taking tower hits, so he actually paid for the ult.
The rocket.
And Scan's going to be in trouble here as well. One more tower hit. Oh, he's got to get away. TP's coming in. He's going to have to run. Zero gets immediately spammed by the next, just to try and save Chen's life. But Chen's just going to run to the creeps. Yeah.
So good play over there by Scant. Suiciding to the neutral so as to not give gold towards the energy side. I really, really like the stun that came out. Precision timing by Donny there to actually prevent that from happening. And he managed to escape. So 3-3 is the score. Bravado Emotion having a nice play in the mid lane. as they are looking a little bit better this game than they were at the end of last game. They seem a little bit more composed. And none of them are wearing headphones. They're not wanting to get into the zone, instead relying on the communication between them, between themselves.
Yeah, well, some teams like to play with headphones and some teams like to play with not. I remember when SK Gaming came down and Loader came down back in 2008 or so. None of the Swedish players played with headphones on. They literally were just shouting at each other from across the room at all stages. So
Hashtag Sweden, man.
yeah.
And Lycan's got his treads up, hitting like a king, going for that Vlad's. He's got 2 of the 4 parts, and he's going to try keep the creeps. There was a pull that happened a bit earlier, but creeps have respawned here. We haven't seen as much pulling from the Dazzler as we would normally like to see. Then he got, I think he's only pulled 1 camp so far. The Hull going off, going to give him some extra good damage here. He's got the 3-1-1 build, going to get his ulti up next, that one would assume. And Shaquille O'Neal being quite aggressive here, moving quite far forward. Seam is right behind him. He is level 6. So they're hoping for Shaquille O'Neal to just go forward, maybe get some punches off. We're going to see a zip coming out here. Zero taking a little bit of damage. He gets pulled back into a remnant and kill secured.
Yeah, easy kill for Seam, who's going to feel great about that. It's also allowed Scan to get some farm here in mid. This mid tower of the EN side has taken quite a lot of damage actually, and it looks like we may have some action top here. The Shadow Shaman's going to be running in. The ulti does go off, but he's actually going to get caught in the cogs. Sunstrike's going to go off, so it looks like Linus is actually going to go down here. Really good kill from Ian coming out. So patience from brother Shanks.
Brother Dylan is getting those Sunstrikes all over the map, and the most important thing, although that wasn't the killing blow, is Sunstrikes do grant, experience. It was, coded into the game. You get the kill with Sunstrike, you get the experience. Same as Techies with the mines, the Dota 1 days. So it would be a little bit better, I think, if they managed to get some experience on him. He is level 7. Seam has been moving around the map and is at a similar level. So working out okay for both of them.
Yeah, and Chen and 4 people from BVD are just going to group up bottom to start putting on the pressure and taking some T1. Scant has got his level 5, so he's got his 2 chain creeps up. And it looks like Ian are just going to try trade at the moment. Spectre, Klitzy has joined the middle to put some pressure on this tower. But
well, they're putting pressure on 2 towers in response to Bravado only putting on 1. But Bravado get the first tower bottom. They don't have a TP scroll up. Chen is going straight for that very, very early mechanism. The Arcane Boots comes out now on Lycan. Oh, sorry, on Nyx Assassin. Lycanthrope is just 300 gold away from his Vlads. And they're on the dire side are Bravado here, so they're going to probably make some plays towards the Rosh pit in the upcoming minutes.
Yeah, and with Chen, pretty much just the Chen and the Lycanthrope can get themselves into the Rosh pit and secure a really easy rush without much work from the side of BVD. They can leave other people in lane to get some experience and not have to worry too much about it. So we should see that coming up fairly soon. I imagine he's got enough for his Vlads, so... Are we going to wait for Medallion first, do you think? Or do you think...
I don't know. I don't even know if he's going to go Medallion in this game. We saw the last time he played it, Scant I think was the Visage, and he went Medallion instead of the Lycanthrope.
I suppose Dazzle is quite a natural Medallion carrier, but he's gone for an Urn, and good deny from... And it actually looks like Lioness is going to be in some trouble here. Seam actually comes in, the Spectre haunts, but... Seam's going to manage to get out. Lioness is still in his ulti, so Flares is going to do what damage he can. Zero may be in a lot of trouble here. The Shackles goes off to try and save Zero's life, but Seam's going to zip in and he's going to pick up that kill, and now Blob may be in trouble. Another kill goes off and Lioness gets double kill. Huge
damage over there, and I think that the power, like Seam balling in there, they took such an active decision to say, okay, we need to fight this right now, and that was a good fight for Bravado over there. They don't want to. They really, really don't want to take this to a 5th and final game. This has been a very long weekend for all involved. I think they want to seal the deal very quickly now. Scant was visibly upset with his team after the last game, where they went troll items and they lost for the first time. They lost. It's just so demoralizing to say, we're the best team. We haven't dropped the map. We beat the number 2 rated team in the country. LIB FOJ in 24 minutes over 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And now we go into a 53-minute game against Energy and we lose. I mean, the
Yes.
score's still 2-1 and Bravado are on the hill. They just need, they just need one more game to seal the deal. But it's by no means a walk in the park here for BBD
Yeah.
Emotion. Great plays, I think, by Energy to take it to this next map. I mean,
Yeah, Energy are showing off that they are becoming more comfortable as a side. I think that was something that was quite apparent during the summer leg of the DGL, is that they were still a fairly new team, still working together. Looks like Zero may just go down here. Shaq O'Neal's going to come in. Oh, he's got to get the brain sap off, but I fear that he may be not long for life. We've got a couple of seconds until another stun is just going to go down.
I was watching bottom because I thought that they would make a kill on Scant and get these creeps that he's managed to amass here. It's one of the most annoying things when you get a kill on a Chen and you kill all the creeps. He now has to go to the jungle. He's not only useless right then, he's useless for the next very, very long time. And see him moving forward, baiting out. Really nice play by him. Just trying to be as annoying as possible. And they're moving
He may be some trouble here. The cold snap goes off, gets hooked, and we've still got a shackle. The shallow grave goes off for the meantime. Steve's going to be able to get out, but Shaquille O'Neal, I feel, maybe not long for this world. Oh, he does. Blob doesn't have enough mana for shackle.
So Shaquille O'Neal is going to get brought down. He had 2 nice plays of their Clockwork getting one. And Seam buys back balls and wanting to make a kill on Clifty Bananas. He's going to try TP out, but it's going to be futile.
Yeah, so they did force the buyback from Seam, but managed to pick up the kill. The Sunstrike's going to go down to Lioness, who's about to take down this T2 tower just completely for free. Zero's on his way here, and Lycan Throat may some trouble. He doesn't have enough mana for... and doesn't have TP, so he's going to give himself up to the fray here.
Yeah, but they take the opportunity to push in the other lanes. I mean, we see Seam moving towards the bot lane. He's getting some farm. Let's have a look at the last hits quickly. 71 on Flares, despite dying now. 61 on Clifty Bananas. Seam is at 52 and 46 on Scant. He's playing a kind of greedy build. I think we might even see him go for the Arcane Boots, maybe even a mech. I mean,
he's got the mech.
An Aghanim, rather, before we see him come out of the jungle.
He should be able to pick up his Arcane Boost now, and I imagine that's probably where he's heading. He's got the 1,000 gold in the bank. Shaquille O'Neal is very aggressive here in the side of E, and he's trying to get himself out. The hook is there. The hook is going to land as well, so he does pop his Carapace, but I feel the Sunstrike's going to get in, and that's going to be a free kill for Invoker.
I was actually just dealing with some technical stuff here. I'm playing on... I was on a very nice like 23-inch monitor. Now I'm on like a 17-inch monitor, and I'm running in windowed mode at like 720p in the middle. So it's very, very hard at times to click on what you really want to click on. But what I can see is that Bravado are taking a pretty easy rush here.
Yeah, exactly. So Dazzle did decide to go for that medallion just to help with the rush. Yeah.
The thing is that he got the urn so early that I thought, sometimes it's a bit, not so nice if you have to go for those 2 kind of like, early supporty items.
Yeah.
Medallion and urn is like, to me it's more of an or than an and.
I feel the same way. It's pretty much as an early... I mean, they're both around the same. It's 875, I think, to 1,050 for the medallion. And they both provide, I think, the same amounts of mana regeneration. Clitzy Bananas is going to be in trouble here. They're going to initiate him upon him. They've got a net creeper, so he's not going to be able to get away just yet, and he's going to go down quite easily. And it looks like Zero may be in some trouble as well. Shaquille O'Neal gets the stun, Lioness pops his ulti, and that's going to be Zero dead to rights.
And 8-11 is the score, but Bravado got so much momentum in the bot lane. We see Invoker trying his level best to get up a 4-stop, and with that also some momentum in the middle lane, but yeah, we're going to see a much faster push coming out here. Only Necro 1-up on Flares, but after this tower falls, maybe a minute later, we're going to see another one of those coming out. The Serpent Wards are dropped in the mid lane. Seam has to be a little bit cautious here. He doesn't have a lot of mana, and he definitely gets the denial. What a player by Seam. He's going for the to be expected, I guess. The Orchids build will mean that he can...
We've got some action bottom. Scant's actually going to go down. He gets Shallow Grave, so he's going to stay alive for the moment. He's got a heal and a mech, so he mechs for now, pops his heal, and he's going to stay alive. Flitzy Banana is now in a lot of trouble. Zero's going to go down on the back end. Lioness still doing a lot of damage. They popped the Howl, so everyone's hitting hard, and Lioness is actually going to end up with a triple kill, and this may just be Rax.
Shadow Shaman and Invoker are alive. Invoker doesn't have a lot of mobility, but now the Force Staff's up on him. Oh, he's gonna get brought down. That was really well played by Nick's assassin there.
Yeah, he's got 2,600 gold to his name, so he's most likely on his way to the shop to pick up a Blink Dagger. We've got the Necro 3s coming out on Lycan, and he's got an Aegis, so I'm not sure that Ian are going to be able to kill this hero twice.
Yeah, Bravado, 15 minutes, it looks like they're going to be taking the first melee racks here. And with that, it's a slow poison that Lycan provides. Lycan and Chen, you know that the push is going to come early. And the net going off onto Blob, maybe they're going to be trying to engage on him there. The random hero is going for that blade mail, not the mech this time on him. Oh, nice two-man stun over there. The Wolves are coming back. They give off Zero. The drum gets popped off by Clixy Bananas, and he's going for the Chavor style early blade mail. The Wolves are doing good damage. Hook shot being used defensively, and Lion is taking a lot of damage also from the Ether Shock as Invoker gets a pick off there on the Dazzle. Shackle being used up, and Donnie is going to take the fall. So nice turnaround there, but racks have fallen for Energy Esports.
Yeah, that's a set of racks in 16 minutes of the game, and it's going to be really difficult to deal with. They don't have the best, as we see Spectre.
Oh, they make a nice kill over there on Spectre. The Seam is trying to make a kill here, and Brainstep getting used out on Duran.
Sunstrike!
Oh, great play over there. Bringing him down. Aegis is popped, he's going to come back alive, and the Necro units are going to take down Zero, I think. And I think with a little bit of better micro, we could have actually seen a kill onto Duran as well.
Yeah, getting really close, but he's going to be able to survive for the moment. But Ian really don't have... The Spectre last pick really stunted the ability to get rid of the pushes. I mean, if they had Naga Siren here, he would be able to send in illusions and spam the wave and at least get that armor down, make those creeps easier to deal with. So I'm just really worried for Ian at the moment. I'm not sure that they have the anti-push to be able to stop the unstoppable damage.
Nice ward trapment here. He might actually catch out Lioness. The stun comes forward, goes on to this blob. Lioness taking a lot of damage. He's going to take a fall here. His unstoppable streak ends. And Seems on the backline gets Deafening blasted up here. He's going to take down Zero and then try ball away. Not going to be able to ball very far. He's used buyback. He's trying to bottle up. Oh, all heal from Chen. Are we going to see another fantastic Sunstrike here coming out by old Duran? No, we're not. He did actually have a great idea there though, as Orchid gets popped off on him there. I think the one hit coming from behind is going to be Shaquille O'Neal. And the Rocket not going to be able to bring down Seam. A lot of trouble now for Shaquille O'Neal. He's got a stun, but he's getting cold snapped up here, and it's going to be a kill for the Spectre. Actually, Invoker with the Forge Spirit's going to take the last hit there. Meanwhile, Scant pushing mid by himself. He's got the Arcane Boots up, 3,000 gold on top of that. Scant's going to be TPing out from the safety of the trees. I told you to stay in the trees, man.
Gotta stay in the trees. What have we learned from free to play? You always stay in the trees. You have to, but it looks like Spectre's just gonna go for a blade mail. Yeah, this is what Chavos does when early game doesn't go his way. Yeah.
He goes for the early blade mail. It means, I remember an interview with one of the pro players, and they were like, I don't understand it really, because it just means that we ignore him. Because he stands there, he doesn't hit like very, very hard. And he's basically saying, don't hit me. And the way in which Spectre like carries is by hitting him. Like, by being such a threat that you're forced to fight him. Oh, I hear a hook shot going off here. Once again, a Lioness. As Sunstrike is going to come and do some damage here. Nice stun. It's going to catch out too. This is a three-man wipe over here for Energy. They're going to have to try their level best. Clitsy Bananas. Seam is trying to go on him. And they're going to bring down this tower here. But a little bit of backdoor region as the creeps come in. The Seam going to the high ground here. His Orchids has been so influential in making these kills. He's 5 for 2. And with this entire Zoo army coming forward here, they're going to try their level best to bring down the tower and the racks in the mid lane. Cold Snap goes off onto Linus. The stun. There's a Fiend's Grip. Silence goes on to Zero during the Fiend's Grip. Big Deafening Blast. Next Assassin makes one. He's going to not get a second one. Storm Spirits gets the second. Shallow Grave going off onto him. Clockwork. It doesn't have a rocket to steal the deal. Double kill. 4 dead. Clitsy Bananas is going to just get picked off here. And GG gets called out. It's going to be Bravado Gaming that takes the third decisive game of the Liberty Land, as well as the grand final first prize.
Yeah, what a game from them. I mean, the pushing power coming out from their lineup just turned out to be too much for Energy Esports in the end, and it's a below 20-minute finish.
Yeah, 19 minutes 53 seconds. I think that was more like we expected. I can see the LIB guys walking down here, just having a great time, watching the Bravado emotion side as they just win. Energy, however, not to be too sad, they come first in 2 titles, second in 1. Bravado second in 2 titles, first in 1. And it's been a great tournament, I guess, with both of these MGOs. This is the Liberty Land and the Dota 2 tournament, sponsored by ASUS as well as Steel Series. My name is Noxville, joining me via the interwebs. Thank you very much, old DeMoNiK, and I'm hopefully going to catch a lift with you back from the airport tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Anyway, thank you very much for casting nonetheless. It was an epic adventure.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
My throat is gone, pretty much.
If you want to catch VODs for these games, they will be available on my YouTube channel. Just search for DeMoNiK Goes Gaming. Otherwise, you can you can hit me up on Twitter at DeMoNiKZA. And I post statuses when my videos go up there, so you will be able to see all these games on the internet.
So I think we're going to run one more little cool video, and then we're going to call it a day for those of you tuning in via the stream. Thank you for doing so. Hashtag production value. And Bravado Takes It is, I think, the signature name of the day. It's thank you very much for everyone who did tune in via the stream. If you have any feedback, feel free to tweet me at NoxvilleZA or drop a message. Dota 2 South Africa group, the Dota with a capital D, capital O, capital T, capital A. The one with lots of people is the one that I look at more often. But thank you very much for tuning in. And I guess we have to thank Liberty Land once again for hosting such a fantastic event. We'll be back for more action in the Dota 2 South African scene, probably in a couple of weeks' time as the playoffs DGL reach their climax. Thank you once again, and goodbye.